Hi, everyone. Oh my goodness. I had to restart the computer. My whiteboard fell that I'm supposed to use to help with this. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm Avi Unfiltered, certified raw food educator and holistic health coach, founder of Avi and Eat Stress Away. And today's video is on a client case study that I did with someone who had high blood pressure. What I'm going to do is write on the whiteboard, and then I'll just show you when I'm done. I've been busy recording a lot of videos. I've been recording for hours. So anyways, so I wanted to do, let me just put this here. I'm just discombobulated. I need an easel. I don't know why I didn't get one. I wanted to do this video because there's so many people that are focused on looking good for summer, and my neck is still healing from burns, and it just, when I put makeup anywhere on it, it just mixes in horribly. But anyway, I wanted to do this video because there's so many people who want to look good for summer, who want to lose weight and all of these things, yet they're not focused on their health. And that's why I have my method, my Eat Stress Away 6-step method that I put all my clients through, because it's not just a program. And this is not about my program, but it's not just something that helps you lose weight. It's supposed to transform your life through nutrition and lifestyle changes. So when people come through, they end up getting rid of their, I had one client get rid of their gallbladder disease. I had another client get rid of their high blood pressure. Why? Because they're eating foods that aid in disease prevention. And this is what I want people to realize, that of course you can put, go ahead, put health coaching on the back burner or put your health on the back burner, but you live in your body at the end of the day. So while you're focusing on weight loss, of course you'll lose weight, but it's not a measurement of how healthy you're going to be either. So that's why I wanted to do this client case study that I'm going to show you the process that I put them through to getting them rid of their high blood pressure within a month. Now, there's a lot of people who are on high blood pressure medication, and it's not necessary at all. It's not necessary to be on high blood pressure medication. There's people who are on high blood pressure meds for like 10 and 20 years, and they're not getting at the root cause. And that's another reason why I've placed in my 6-step method to do what I call food label literacy. How many times do you see a doctor that's going to tell someone, hey, maybe you should, when you go to the grocery store, look at the label and see what's on that? You don't. They give you a medication because that's what most doctors are designed to do. That's what they are being told to do. They're being told to medicate you, do surgery on you. They're not being told, some doctors will tell you, but most won't. Most holistic doctors will, but most conventional doctors, mainstream hospitals will not tell you. They will give you a medication. If you walk in there with inflammation and edema, which is consistent with high blood pressure, gut inflammation, and all these other things, they will just put you on a medication because they want to help you. It's actually harming you, because with medications, their medications are supposed to be utilized for specific things, but for things like high blood pressure, you could easily get rid of that through nutrition and a specific protocol, which I'm going to take you through. So I had a client that had high blood pressure, and the first thing I looked at when they came to me was obviously their blood pressure numbers. I do work in conjunction with doctors when clients come to me. So let's say you wanted to work with me and you're like, I want to lose weight, but I also have type 2 diabetes and like gut problems and leaky gut and gallbladder disease and like all this other stuff. I do work with that as well. So we can create a specific plan for that. So this client came to me with high blood pressure. The first thing I looked at was the numbers. The second thing I looked at was their breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I'm actually going to write down the process that it took for me getting to the root of the issue. So let's see, client case study. So process, I'm going to call it process and protocol. So the number one thing was I looked at their numbers. I should have just put BP, but that's okay. So that's the first thing I did. I looked at their blood pressure numbers, okay? And then after I looked at their numbers, I asked them how long have they had high blood pressure. So I asked how long. And then usually if they're on some sort of medication for it or they're working with the doctor, this camera on this computer is... Anyway, I actually did more professional videos on my professional camera that I gifted myself for Valentine's Day. I asked how long they've been on it. And then I decided that, you know, I could work alongside with their doctor. So I asked them, when did they want to get rid of their high blood pressure? And their goal was 3 months to get rid of it. So their goal was 3 months. They beat their goal. Okay, the goal was 3 months. So in conjunction with their doctor, now with certain medications, I had to think about what protocol I had to give them specifically, because there's certain things that are not supposed to interact with certain medications like grapefruit and peppermint and things like that. So I had to come up with a specific and intricate strategic protocol for them. So their goal was 3 months. So we worked backwards. So what I had them do is each week, obviously we looked at their nutrition. I always give my clients nutrition and meal plans and all their workouts like ahead of time so they can get going on that. I don't wait to do that because your body needs to get moving and your nutrition needs to be number one. That's the basic foundation. But to completely transform your life, you have to continue on. So anyways, then after that, I looked at their nutrition. All right, so that was step 4. So I looked at can you see it? I need an easel, man. Anybody want to ship me an easel? I'm actually going to get one. I actually could get one today. I have to see which place has it, and I'm not wearing a fucking mask. Anyway, looked at nutrition. I can't have a mask over my face anyway. And I'm not going to go into that. Anyway, I looked at their nutrition. And then after I looked at their nutrition, we discovered what the real issue is. So this is what I'm saying. A lot of times people go to the doctor, they get really scared. They're like, oh, I have high blood pressure. Like, if you heard all of the illnesses I have, you wouldn't be afraid of shit. And that's what I want for you. I don't want you to fear illness. I want you to start preventing it. If you're alive right now, take this time out to focus in on your nutrition, actually prevent illness rather than create it by turning to foods that aren't going to do anything for your health. So we looked at their nutrition, uncovered that they had a high amount of sodium in all of their foods. So discovered my computer is acting weird, man. Discovered, it just swiped right. Discovered high sodium. Okay, so they had a high amount of sodium. Please pause this if you see it. I'm covered. So I'm going to erase this part so I could continue writing. And where is my eraser? My eraser's over there, of course. Excuse me. Coming back. All right. Okay, so they had a high amount of sodium. So once I uncovered that, obviously I looked at their meals, saw they had a high sodium intake. That's when food label literacy came in. So the next thing after that, hopefully you're taking notes. You definitely want to take notes in notebooks. Food label literacy. A lot of people don't know how to read food labels. What I tell people to do is look at, is it a low sodium food? Is it high in sodium? Is the sodium higher than the serving size of the food? And if it is, you don't want to get it. It's a high sodium food. So, and sometimes sodium is hidden. Sodium could be, you think cupcakes are like rich in sugar. Some cupcakes are high in sodium. Some cereals are high in sodium. A lot of people liked, this person liked breads and sandwiches. There's a lot of sodium in that. And sometimes it won't say sodium. Sometimes it won't say salt. Sometimes it won't say sea salt. Sometimes it will just be present, and they don't label it that. They'll label it sodium. I'm sorry. So they won't label it sea salt or salt. They'll label it sodium. And a lot of people don't look at that. They look at I call it the smiley labels, which are on the front, which they want you to purchase it. So we did some food label literacy. So they stopped buying foods high in sodium. So they stopped buying foods high in sodium. So they did some food label literacy that I gave them specifically, which is in my program, and stopped buying foods high in sodium. Okay. Once they stopped doing that, we made sure that most of their food, if not all, was plant-based. So it's plant-based, okay? I'm a little too short, not that much. Plant-based. And then I gave them a specific protocol, specific herbal and essential oil protocol. That they drank in their water, they put on their body, they diffused it, they did all of that consistently every single day. And guess what? They eventually, within a month, got their numbers back to normal, got off their, high blood pressure medication, and they use essential oils daily. Now, if for those of you who don't know, you could check out my last essential oil video. Drop a comment below if you want to register for my free webinar for my 6-step method that I'm doing. But anyways, back to essential oils. For those of you who don't know, a lot of medications are taken from essential oils. They take a piece of that plant and then they put synthetics and artificial ingredients in it. Now, medications are useful for big problems like thyroid. If you have thyroid issues, and that usually needs medications. Okay. If you want to check out that episode I did with Dr. Furman, he went really deep into that as to why someone would need thyroid medication. There's certain illnesses where you do need a medication, but for things like high blood pressure, that can easily be resolved. And this goes back to the piece. A lot of people, it's not only from nutrition, it's from your stressful circumstances. It's all about inflammation. We really need to pay attention to what we're putting in our mouths. That's going to affect your mood. When you have high blood pressure, you're ungrounded, you're unrested, you're restless, you're heavily inflamed. So it affects your mood for the negative, not the positive. And that's the reason why most people with high blood pressure are overweight, because they're storing all that water weight from sodium, from all of that. from all of that. So that's the specific protocol I gave them. If you want to join us for my free Eat Stress Away live webinar, definitely drop a comment below. Feel free to ask me questions, even on the replay, and I will see you on tomorrow's live, okay? Have a great day and see you next week. I'm going to go drink something. I've been talking all day, man.